Right, exciting times. Here we go, beginning of the new vlog schedule. I'm just off upstairs to get in the mini studio, or should I say the front bedroom. There we go. Past the art gallery. There we go. I think, excuse the wire on the mic. I think what I'll do first, before I go in, I'll just pop another shirt on. There we are, quick change done. Exit my boudoir. Into the all important studio. Lights are set up. Very good. Right, it's been a strange lead up to this. This will be my first weekly rant. I've got one or two topics I'd like to talk about, depending on which governs whether or not I have two topics instead of one. But I've been working myself up to this. I shouted at the wife this morning, got a slap. I kicked the dog, and that bit me. I tried to kick the cat and fell over it to get me in the mood. So yeah, I'm ready for a rant. Hello and welcome to the Steelcityman channel. This is the first episode of the new weekly schedule. In case you missed the advertisements, or in case you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's Monday. Every Monday I'm going to do a weekly rant. That's speaking about something that really annoys me. I want to get stuff off my chest. So that Monday is the time for doing that. Be uploaded 9 PM GMT, maybe a little bit before, but certainly no later. The Wednesday I'm going to be uploading a segment called Walk a Mile in My Shoes. And that's about personal interests, topical subjects, and basically it's a day in the life of the Steelcityman. Every last Friday in the month I'm going to be doing a tech review segment, but it's a tech review for Technophobes. TachnoBabble for Technophobes, that's its title. And basically I shall be reviewing equipment that you need to use in order to vlog, but typically it's going to be the cheaper end, not the high-end stuff that a lot of people do tech talks about. It's going to be the cheaper end, stuff that I personally can afford, and the stuff that I use. And for beginners to vlogging, it's all going to be really adequate stuff. I'll give you the heads up on how it works when I've tested it. And it will be tested during the vlog. Also coming up is going to be a podcast. That's going to be once a month. I haven't got a date yet. I've got a few guests that are willing to appear as well. It'll be on YouTube. I don't know about iTunes, but it'll certainly be on YouTube. Just in case you're wondering, Casey Neistat hasn't changed. This is me, Patrick, on the Steelcityman channel. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to begin the rant with on a little bit of a sombre note. Due to the recent terrorist activities in London and Manchester. Bear in mind that us Brits have kind of grown up with terrorism, mainly due to the fact that during the 70s and 80s the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, had a prolonged campaign of bombings and murderings on the mainland as well as in Northern Ireland, and we kind of grew up with that. So as shocking as it may sound, we are quite used to it. It's part of our history. That doesn't alleviate any of the suffering. My view is that any form of violent opposition is not viable. It's not right. If you want to oppose things, Gandhi never used violence, and he achieved every object that he wanted to do. So take a leaf out of his book, Terrorists, and start talking rather than killing and maiming. But the recent one in Manchester, the bombing of the concert, which killed children, women as well as men, was a heinous act. No one in their right mind can condone that. The guy that did it must have been, as well as a religious zealot, he must have been a very disturbed person. And I think anybody that believes if they die a martyr's death by blowing up children and women, that they're going to go and sit on the right hand of Allah, and is it 40 virgins, get presented with 40 virgins? My God, what a strange view on life and death. They must be running out of virgins now. They're few and far between nowadays. Don't know where they're getting them from. No, it's a despicable act, and I condemn it wholeheartedly. The solution? I don't know. Where do you start with zealots like that? If you ask them why they're doing it and what do they want by doing it, I don't think they'll be able to give you a clear answer. Is it something we can give them to make them stop? I don't know. Are they just after world domination? I don't know. I'm not a Muslim, I'm not au fait with Islam. Usually I'm quite a tolerant person, but this is beginning to wear a little bit thin now. These are my personal opinions I'm expressing, by the way. I've not been force-fed by any media. It's just how these despicable acts affect me as a human being. Thankfully, I haven't lost anybody or had anybody injured in these bombings and shootings and stabbings and whatever's going off. And I'm very grateful to that, but I'm well aware that a lot of people are suffering greatly. Either those that have been injured, families that have lost family members and friends. It is a despicable thing. So I don't know what the solution is going to be. I suppose one of the solutions would be to look at not just Great Britain but the West as well. I'm including America in this. We could look at our foreign policies, how we as civilized nations treat these allegedly third world countries or developing nations. It seems to me that if we want to get rid of a dictator, we go and bomb the shit out of them. And what does that do? Well, they come over here, or America, or Germany, or France, or wherever they go, and they bomb the shit out of us. So I think we clearly need to look at our foreign policies about how we deal with these dictators and foreign third world countries. I think a lot of the problem lies in the black stuff, the oil, and the West's access to it. America have got their own oil fields, Britain has to a certain extent, but we ain't got enough to sustain our needs. We need the Arab oil. I don't know, I think they've got us over a barrel on that point. Another point is, I don't know, I really believe that, and I'm not being xenophobic or Islamophobic when I say this, because all the terrorist incidents in recent memory have been committed by Muslim zealots. Now I know a large proportion of Muslims will say, it's not in my name, I've got nothing to do with this, this is not my Islam. And I firmly believe that. But on the other hand, I firmly believe that the Muslim community, certainly in Great Britain and other countries as well where atrocities have happened, I firmly believe that the Muslim communities need to take a firmer hand, be more proactive in what they can do to stop the radicalisation of mainly young men and women, but mainly young men. If that sounds Islamophobic, I don't know, maybe I'm not expressing myself as well as I could. So I hope I'm putting my point across clearly. I believe that the Islamic community, certainly in Great Britain, the world over really, needs to take a more proactive view on, or a more proactive way of preventing radicalisation of the young men who are committing these atrocities. I say young men by and large. I know women have as well in the past, but mainly young men. The hate preach needs stopping. It's not a human thing to do, really. Nobody's born to hate, they're taught to hate, and if we can stop the teachers teaching hate, then that would be another small step to combat it. I mean, when you look back through history, Christianity has been equally as bad. Plundering, raping, pillaging, murdering, conquering other countries and creeds, all in the name of Christianity. So it's not just Muslims that are going around terrorising people. Christianity has done things like this in the past, quite recent past as well. I mean, the Nazis, what did it say on their belt buckle? God mit uns, God's with us. But to run around stabbing and shooting and murdering innocent people in the name of Allah, which is what they did in London in the latest attack, is just absolutely abhorrent, and it needs stopping. So my heart goes out to all the victims of these recent terrorist attacks. Thank Ariana Grande, if that's the right name, for the concert that she put on, and all the stars who kindly performed in it. I understand that they've raised a hell of a lot of money for the victims of the Manchester bombing. So there we go. I'm going to finish that rather subdued little rant, and on that note, I don't know. Think about what I've said. Please comment, try not to be too harsh on me. Like I said, these are my opinions, born of my own experience. I haven't been fed any crap by the media. I tend not to listen to what's on the media, or I tend not to listen to newspapers, only selected newspapers that have a reputation for fairness and fair reporting. So there you go, that's the first part over. I think I've got enough time for my next rant, which really is, that wasn't a rant. I was just expressing my feelings on what's recently happened. I know there's been a lot said of it on the internet, particularly on YouTube as well, but I just needed to get that off my chest. So the next part is a proper rant. It does annoy me. It makes me both giggle and not get angry, but I don't know, it makes me think it's rather pathetic. And the subject is hoodies. Who in the right mind wears a hoodie on a bright sunny day when it's hot, you're sweating? Why pull a hood up over your head? Anyway, I suppose it's a fashion statement. Fashions? Oh dear. There's a song by Lonnie Donegan. Putting on the agony, putting on the style, that's what all the young folk are doing all the while. As I look around me, I always have to smile, seeing all the young folks putting on the style. And that was a 1950s or very early 60s comment by Lonnie Donegan, a famous skiffle and pop star, on the fashions of young people. And I think it's still alive today. I think the older you get, the stranger the fashions seem. Until eventually the fashions that you were in when you was a youngster come round again, and the young people start doing that. Numerous occasions that's happened. Tight trousers, baggy trousers, all kinds of things. They all come round again. But hoodies, I don't know, there's something equally sinister about a hoodie. Sinister as well as, maybe it is in fashion. A lot of people do it, particularly young men. I haven't seen many young women wearing hoodies with the hoods pulled up, unless of course it's raining or hailing. And I must admit, if I got a hoodie on and it started hailing, I'd pull my hood up as well. I don't know, there's something sinister about a hoodie. Why don't they wear them like cowls, like the Grim Reaper? Huge hoodies that cover the face, or put the face in darkness. Why do it? For goodness sake. Why won't you let me look in your eyes? Why don't you want your face to be seen? That's the sinister thing that I don't quite understand. It makes you think they're up to no good. It can appear quite intimidating to older people. It really can. If I'm walking down the road, bear in mind I'm 70 years old, I'm not fit, I can't protect myself as much as I used to be able 2 years ago. I'm walking down the road, dusk, early evening, and I see a group of young men coming towards me with the hoods up. It does make me wonder whether they're going to have a go at me. If they tried to rob me, they'd not get much because I'm as poor as a church mouse. I don't carry a lot of money around. So that's one thing. A hoodie, I don't like them. I'm not saying they should be banned, but I certainly don't like them. They can be intimidating, there's something sinister about them. So that's my first rant, that's my first real rant anyway. So there you go. I think I'll close it there and look for some more subjects. I've got another excellent rant for next Monday, I tell you. I'll give you a clue. I'm gonna make America great again. Donald Trump. That should be a good rant. And there's lots of other people ranting about him as well. So on that note, I'll leave you and say thank you very much for watching this. This will be uploaded early evening, certainly before 9 PM GMT. If you like it, click on the like button, subscribe. Going to be lots of regular uploads now. Ring the bell and that will notify you when I'm next posting. So thanks for tuning in to the Steelcityman channel. Bye for now.